What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Powerful Relationship. Been a few days since I made a video, and you guys don't really know that because of the way that I do my videos. They come out every single day, but I haven't flexed my video creating muscle in a few days. So let's do it. So I have like a bunch of videos in front of me, like a list that I want to obviously do, you know, that I want to make for you guys, obviously. Let's start off with the top. And the video that I want to talk about today is this breakup is really hard. Well, first things first, breakups are difficult anyways. Breakups are really, really hard to deal with because you're separating yourself from so much shit. Like the routine and all that stuff and the investment that you make in the relationship is now kind of biting you in the ass. See, everybody does make investments if they're in a long-term relationship. If they are dating for somebody for years and years, even a few months, you know, all of the dates, all of the time spent, all of that shit. Time is something you can't get back. So that's why it hurts so bad. You invest all this time in someone and all this energy, and especially if they were kind of a difficult person to deal with, it takes a lot of emotional energy out of you. They're kind of like, you know, they kind of suck the energy out of you a little bit. And then there's people that you date that don't. There's people out there that or they do very little, right? So that's why it's so difficult to break up with somebody, because you have to physically remove your investments from your mind. And the thing is, when you've put that much time into somebody, that much investment into someone, it's very difficult to let go of, because you have to be strong enough to be able to say, all right, I'm going to move on from this and become stronger. That's what life is forcing you to do in this situation, right? But it's not that easy, is it? It's fucking difficult. So that's why breakups are so hard. That's the problem. The solution that I'm going to give to you so you guys can transform into the best versions of yourselves. Best version of yourselves. That's probably what I should have said in English. So when you're in a relationship, so I'm going to try to prevent that problem from happening again. When you're in a relationship, especially as a man, you have to focus on number one, which is you. Your purpose, your drive, your mission in life. Focus on that first, because that's not going to bite you in the ass and leave you. Number one. Because when you invest lots of time and energy into anything you want in this world, you're going to learn it and you become better and better at it. It's like a language. The more you learn it, the more you practice it, the better you get at it. You want to make money online, you got to learn it, you got to practice it, and you got to get better at it. Got to get better each day. When it comes to relationships, as a man, coming from a man's perspective, you have to focus on you and yourself first before you get into another relationship, because it's going to serve you better. In that relationship, keep focusing on yourself, because you are your own person and she is her own person, or he. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship you have. Doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, let's just say, this is just, my example is just for a straight relationship, but as long as you're focusing on your purpose and your mission, it's going to be attractive to the other person. They are going to want more of your time. And then you're going to have to spoon feed them your time and your investment. Your investments, aka finances, time, which you can't get back, which should be your most important thing. You can't get that shit back. And that's what you want to prevent from happening, right? So this is why, you know, super high class, super high profile people are so attractive, because they focus on one thing first themselves. Now they're so attractive and they're like, holy fuck, like I really want to be with this person. I'll be around this person. I want to learn from this person. You got to become one of those people. How do you do that? Focus on you every single day and get better every day until you're a master. And you're never going to be a master of yourself by the end of your life. You're going to be very, very good at certain things, but you got to master your mind. Is your money right? Is your emotional self-control at its best? Mine used to suck, and I still have to work on that sometimes. There are just certain things that some people are just better at, and you just got to become one of those people that's a master of all those things. So I'm going to create a nice list, and I'm going to blast it out to my email list for you guys to get for free. And it's going to have examples of all the stuff. Is this right? Is that right? Like, so for example, I said, is your emotional self-control right? Are your finances great? What else? Is your family life okay? Like everybody's situation is different, and if you don't have a family, then are your friend? Do you have friends? And if you like being alone, are you awesome at being alone with yourself? Do you feel depressed being alone? Like there's so many things you can work on, and then people jump into relationships expecting the other person to fix all that shit and kind of fill that void that you're avoiding, right? You are avoiding your problems, and being in a relationship, yeah, it's going to help kind of cover it up with a bandage, but the wound isn't fixed or the problem's not gone. That's why your breakups are so hard, because you're not focused on the best life you can get. All breakups are going to hurt, but me versus somebody who is dependent on a girl or dependent on certain things in life, I'm going to get over it much faster and move on than somebody else, right? Somebody who's very strong, very high value, very high status is going to get over things a lot easier and a lot faster and a lot better than somebody who's weak and relies on other people. This is where you need to get yourself to. You need to get yourself strong, independent of anybody, right? Are you do you fucking hate your job? Work on something that you absolutely love, so then you don't have to have a job anymore. A job that's 9 to 5. You don't have to have that shit, right? There's so many options right now, especially with the internet. So if there's anybody here that's skeptical of making money online, don't be. There are many ways, many ways to make money online that aren't fucking sketchy and that aren't illegal, that aren't Ponzi schemes, right? There are many ways, and you need to get yourself the point where you're like, okay, I got this shit mastered. I'm going to work on this next. Goal setting, breaking through your barriers. That's what men are all about, and that's what we need to keep doing. Okay. Summary. Your relationships, breakups are really hard. They're fucking hard because of the routine and all that other shit I mentioned in the earlier. And how to fix that? Become the best version of yourself you can be, and worry about you first, because you're in this situation because you haven't been doing that in the first place, right? People who work on themselves the most only have time to date high value people. Anybody who's flaky or anything like that, they just blow them off. They're like, fuck you. If you're not going to be who you say you're going to be, why should I date you? I can date somebody who's very high quality, who will never break their word. There are many people out there who would never dream about breaking up with you. You just got to find them, right? Try to look for somebody like that when you were at the place in your life that you feel like maybe you want to share this with somebody. That's where you need to be. And the society that we live in is so geared to find a wife, find a girlfriend. You're weird if you're alone. It's like, no, be alone until you're fucking awesome. Then share your life with somebody else. But you got to keep being awesome. You got to keep doing what makes you awesome. So what makes you awesome is what makes you attractive. Okay? And if you stop being awesome, people are going to fall out of love with you. You're going to lose your friends and family. And then you're going to lose yourself, which is the most important part. Okay? So yeah, breakups are hard. But when you're a master of yourself and the master of everything else around you that you can control, another person's going to fill that void in seconds. And if this person wants to leave you, fuck them anyways.